Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I'm going to show you today what I did with the products I got from fancells.com, diamond painting-ish things. I hope you'll stay tuned. Well, the first thing that I got, and I forgot to show this in the original video of things I bought from them or got from them, both. Anyway, one of the things is they have this set of these cupcakes that are adorable, and they're double-sided, which is really cool. But and they're keychains, and I was thinking, well, that might be fun. I have one little girl I could give one of these to. So, but in general, I'm not going to really need a bunch of keychains. So what I decided to do instead was to turn these into magnets for on my refrigerator. So I put magnet on the back. I didn't finish the backs of the other three, and I'll show you kind of on this magnetic thing what it's going to look like. That's what it'll look like on my fridge once it's done. Well, once I put it up there. So I want to show you how you can convert yours, because there is this little hole right, hopefully you can see that right there. There's a little hole that that's where you put your keychain through. So what I did instead is I took a glue dot and I rolled it up. I don't know if you can see it on my thumb, and I'm sticking it in that little hole. I don't know if you can see that. And then what I did is I decided which one of these little diamonds I wanted to put in place of it. I'm going to lay it right in the spot that another diamond would be. And the last time when I did this, I actually ended up needing two of them. So I have this bright pink one that I can show you what I did when one just doesn't seem to cut it. It just didn't look, I don't know. I don't know if you think that really looks good or not. I guess it looks okay. Anyway, if that didn't make you happy, if you didn't like if one doesn't seem like it's high enough, what I did before was I just put wet glue on top of that one and laid this little diamond on top of that one. You get a lot of extra diamonds with these, and they're all crystal, so they really come in handy for embellishments. And especially when you don't do something double-sided like this one, then it's especially cool. So then let me show you how you put your magnet on. My magnets are that big around. So you're going to take a black marker or any color marker that you can see, and you're just going to kind of put this toward the middle but a little bit higher on your cupcake on the back of it, because they have this plastic sealant on here, or plastic wrap. Hopefully you can see. That's kind of my circle right there. You can see it now. Then what I did was I just pulled the paper off very gently, like that. Now you can see the circle really well, or you should be able to see the circle really well. And then I took my Tim Holtz snips. Actually what I did was I kind of folded it so that my circle was kind of folded in half, like that. And then I took my Tim Holtz snips and very carefully, hopefully I'm in frame, I just want to make sure I can cut this the whole way. Okay, now I've got a hole in the center. So you're going to want to lay it back down on your piece as close to the same spot as you can. And if you didn't line it up perfectly, that's okay, because what you can do if you didn't line it up perfectly is you can use it to hold you can use that little piece of plastic to keep your bead in place. And I decided my bead wasn't good enough, so I'm going to just stick that bead there, and then I'm going to put some wet glue. And let me go with this darker pink bead. I like it better. Diamond. I don't know why I keep calling it a bead. Anyway. Let's see if this looks better. Okay, so now we've got our little hole cut out of the back. Now you want to make sure that your magnet is facing the right way. And what I always do is find something that's magnetic, like that, and then you know which side is magnetic. Since that side is magnetic, that's what you're going to want up against your refrigerator. So I'm going to hold it so that I know this part is the non-magnetized part, and I'm going to roll up a glue dot, and I'm just going to lay that right on the glue dot like that. So now it's in that spot. Then you want to look on the back, and you can feel where it's sticky. I'm kind of being overly cautious because I could have just stuck it on that sticky part and it should have held, but there's a chance it wouldn't have, and if it didn't, I didn't want it to come off. So I think that now it's in good shape, and wait, I'll stick that to the side so you can see what that will look like on my refrigerator. Pretty, huh? So that is the first thing that I got from Fansals. Then I got this cover that is supposed to be for your passport. So it folds closed like this, and you put your passport inside. Well, I told everyone that I didn't want to use mine for my passport because they always tell you to take your passport back out of a passport case, and when you're going through customs or when you go through TSA. And so I decided what I would do is I would use mine for, instead, I would use mine for a notebook. So hopefully, no, the notebook's too tall. Well, I probably could cut it down if I used, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. I'm going to make a mark. I want to line it up so it's a little bit shorter than this book. I'm going to say right about there. And that seems about right. And then I'm going to put a mark for how deep it needs to be. It'd be nicer if I would have measured this and taken it to the store to measure it, but I didn't. So if you're like me and you didn't do what you were supposed to have done, what you need to do instead is you're going to take your guillotine paper trimmer, and I'm just going to do a few sheets at a time. I'm going to bend back my top cover. I'm going to put this in like that. I'm going to bend it back. There's that. And we'll keep cutting it until it's all the right length. Let's see. So let me do that, and I'll come back after I've cut this down. I want to make sure you see the whole project. So I cut it down, the book. I cut the book down, and of course I really had to hack at it because that's my style. And I ended up using a craft knife, which is, a demon stick in my world, because I almost whacked my arm off again with that. But anyway, the paper pad looks pretty bad, but if you did it, I'm sure you would have a lot more patience and the strength to cut through paper. What I did was I put a ruler up against it, and I just kept cutting little grooves with the craft knife until I went through the whole pad. But then I got kind of wacky, and these things happen. Since it's my pad in my little Padfolio, I'm not really worried about it. If you wanted to, you could put some kind of closure on this. You could punch a hole through here and wrap an elastic band around it, like an elastic hairband. You could wrap around there, and that would keep it closed, make it like a belly band. Anyway, I don't care if it stays closed. And the other thing you could do is remove some of these pages, and that would also make it so that it stays the way you want it to. But that was the second project I did from the things I got from Fansal. Let me show you the third one. This is one of the reasons I always tell you that you should get a bigger image if you can, especially if there are words on it, because this one is 30 by 40, and you can read this, but you can't read it when you're close up. And it says, because someone we love is in heaven. There's a little bit of heaven in our home. It's pretty, and it would be so much better if it was a lot bigger. It doesn't take very long to do it because it's not that big, but on the flip side, it's hard to read unless you're, you know, across the room from it. I still like the colors, and I'm giving it to our nephew's new wife who lost her mother when she was young. I thought it would be a nice thing for her to have because she's newly married. Here are all of my finished fan cells products that I've done in this round. I'm looking forward to the next round, and I hope you'll stay tuned because in my next video I'm going to show you how to frame a piece of diamond painting art. And I hope you'll give this a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.